Okay, so in my skillet, I'm swirling around 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of oil. Now that my skillet is nice and hot, I've sliced up some peppers and onions. So in goes my peppers. And I'm going to top that off with some onions. I did about a handful of each. And now I'm just going to mix that together so that they can saute nicely. Okay, my apologies for starting this video without you. I actually forgot, but in this pan over here, I have about 7 or 8 small red potatoes that I sliced very thin, not potato chip thin, just a little bit thicker. So I'm sauteing that in some oil and butter as well. Now, well, I didn't have any sausages for breakfast, so I said, well, let me see. The chicken will work. And I just put the chicken over in the peppers and onions and let that saute. Cover that up and put it on low. Okay, it's about 2 to 3 minutes later. Let's start with some seasonings. I'm gonna start off with some black pepper. Okay, we're just gonna twist and twist and twist, and when you feel like you've got enough, you got enough. Yeah, you can put as much black pepper. That's not gonna make it salty, or, well, you don't want it too peppery. And about 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder and 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Because it's not a lot in the skillet, I did not want to do the teaspoon. So we're going to start off with 1/4. Okay, we're going to do 2 dashes of crushed red pepper. We don't want to make it too hot. Okay, dazzle me with a little bit of oregano. We're going to use about 1/2 teaspoon. And I'm putting about 1/4 teaspoon of crushed rosemary. You can add or delete whatever seasonings you choose. And that 14 season spice. Just a couple of dashes. It's not spicy, but it's really good. It's got a bunch of herbs and spices in it, so I like it so far. And just mix that up. Make sure the seasoning coats all over your meat. Yes. Looking good. Now I'm just going to cover that up and let it marinate a little bit. Turn the flame down to low. Okay, 2 to 3 minutes later, let's see what's going on. Smelling delicious. I'm going to add this jar of sun-dried tomatoes with the oil. Yeah, the oil will help keep it nice and moist. Oh, I wish you could smell this. Delicious. And now it's time to make the eggs. Okay, so I felt like experimenting. I took the Just Egg and put it into a measuring cup and added 2 tablespoons of garbanzo bean flour. Why, I don't know, couldn't tell you. I just felt like doing it. I don't know. And I love Just Egg. Comes out perfect. But okay, work with me here. I don't know. I just did it. It came out amazing, surprisingly. Here I am whisking the Just Egg and garbanzo bean flour together before I go to the skillet. Okay, to my heated skillet, I'm adding the rest of my sliced peppers and onions. And I didn't add any oil to the skillet, so I'm shocked. I like the way it roasted the peppers and onions instead of sauteing. Gotta try this more often. Okay, so to my egg mixture, I'm gonna add my calamanac, my black salt, and I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon. I know I said I don't like to add salt until the end because I feel like I'm over salting, but let's see what happens. Just be mindful that the calamanac clumps, and I like to mash the clumps out before adding it to my dish because you don't want clumps of salt all through your food. That would be kind of rough on the tongue. And just whisk that up. Okay, now that my peppers and onions are nice and toasted, I like this. They're not soggy, they're nice and I'm going to transfer them into a paper bowl because I don't have all my kitchenware from Jersey with me. So we're going to make this happen. Okay, so my skillet is lightly oiled. I'm doing a last whisk on my eggs. And down we go into the skillet. Okay, and once you start seeing the form at the bottom of the pan, we're just gently gonna scratch the surface of the eggs and mix them around. It doesn't have to be centered, just move it around so it doesn't burn. And yes, we're gonna add some Daya cheese because that's what I have. Gonna add about a handful or two, or however much you want. I love cheese. I love cheesy eggs. So, yes, I'm going to cheese it up. Mix it in, fold it over, let the cheese melt. We're going to keep the heat on a medium low. I can't wait to eat. Now I'm going to slowly incorporate that roasted peppers and onions. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so we're just going to keep moving it around and mashing it up and breaking it up until we get it looking like how you want it to look. And because again, like I said, the you don't really taste the black salt once it's cooked. So I added a pinch, and I'm just gonna, yeah, look at that with all that cheese. Cheese, please. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I was nervous. Because I don't know why I put that garbanzo bean flour in there, but it worked out. Okay, ready? Let's plate this up. Okay, we got our flat wraps ready. Okay, so on the flat wrap, we're gonna put some spinach. Okay, and we're gonna top that off with our meatless chicken strips. Yes, look at that. Look at that. Vegan food porn for real, for real. Oh, goodness. Let me tell y'all, this was so appetizing. Could you imagine slicing some avocados on top? I didn't have any, else I would have put them on there. Okay, and last but not least, here comes them eggs. Yes, right on top of that meat. Look at that. Y'all just don't know, but you gotta try it. We were stuffed after we ate this. This was so good. And when you're out of ketchup and maybe you want to try something different, a little maple syrup goes a long way. I actually like this better than ketchup. Drizzle, drizzle. I forgot to plate the potatoes. I put a little flour and a little water in the skillet with the potatoes to make a little sauce so they'll be nice and moist. And we're topping it off with some nooch because that nutritional yeast will set it off. Yes. And breakfast is ready.